completely relaxed. Because that makes you faster. A locked elbow and shoulder makes you very slow. And we don't want that. And the whole idea of drills like this is not, I'm not doing anything brilliant over here. I'm doing hand speed. But I want to correct constantly the things that we get in the way of hand speed. So I'm just getting used to the idea. Parry. Relaxed elbow. Relax your elbow, but don't pull your hand. Yeah. Now, when you parry through, don't parry through.
Another way you can do it, similar kind of model. If you don't like getting your feet wide, you don't have to. You can keep my blade and then take this way. Take like a tiny step forward. Like maybe instead of doing this, you can accomplish the same thing with like a little step.
Don't fall back. Right. So, push. Don't fall back. When you're doing this, you can't pull it. Push. Reach with your back foot, okay? This is the same stuff I was just talking about. Don't let yourself fall backwards. Don't let your shoes fall backwards. Make them push backwards, okay? This should be a little bit. For sure. Ready? Okay. So. just that straight line and the thumb and the way ahead of his body.
And take it away. That's how you get the
Perfect. I take it away, again. Now here, look at his thumb. He needs to be for me. For three. Not for on guard. For three. Okay? Now, okay? But his hands do not back him. He has to pull his hand back. Go well ahead of him and in front of the body. Okay? Yeah. You see, I will stop that cut and make sure that they're not going to carry it. Really important for monitors. Because the closer your hand is to me, it means I can't get the releases before I replace this. And I can't. Exactly. Yeah. So this is just like I said, and then you can fucking move with it. This is just a nice drill for getting that in fast, as hard as you can. It's nice, easy. This is one of the many kind of hand position drills you can use. You know, just at the beginning. Okay. Another one. When you have your athletes in full relax, make sure they're mimicking that full toe. That we talked about earlier. Okay, because that actually helps a lot. Guard. There you go. Let's talk about parry twos.
That's how I learned it, and I've been having to change it.
Come on. Come on over here. You got to see this one in front, guys, if you're coaching. I'm sorry to be confused from cameras. It's really important for me to see all that. So, I want you to take your jaw. Right, but the problem is that I can still hit you. I can still hit you here. The whole idea is that when I come up, you're in my way. Alright, so relax yourself. I learned a lot from John. Again, I learned a lot from just watching this. That's important. I think that your idea big deal. Oh yes, that's part of my lesson plan. Non-traditional cuts and drills to make children do.
I want real film.
Like, also, perfectly, yeah, exactly. Kind of comfortably come on.
Think of like out of 5 things that or think as many things that start with this in like this period. And the adults could 4 things that hurt. Kids did a lot better. What they did when they went to like over 5 things, kindergarten, it's got nap time, how do you do this, now do it. That is really hard. The adults is fun.
Now understand this is pretty much exactly the same as your left and right knee. It doesn't really matter. Okay? Like I can do this drill with the left knee, I can do it with the right knee, I can do left knee, I can do the right knee. This also uses parry too, a little differently because I'm actively beating a low line versus parrying. And the position is different, okay? If I am beating a blade, I might come here more versus parrying a blade where I'm going to be here building my walls. Okay, remember, beating and parrying are not the same thing. They are not. One is a true defense. So I want you guys to think about it this way. One is truly defensive and one is offensive. Okay, so beats and freeze snares are active things. And you're going to see both in this particular warm-up piece, which is great. It's kind of fun. And as with everything I do, the first piece of it puts your hand in a forward aggressive position. I don't know if kids have done that. She can suffer through that like most of us. Don't die.
No. I got that dry spot in my throat.
So, hold on. The first piece of the lesson. So, she's going to be a high line, I'm going to be a low line. She's going to cut to the top of my wrist. Okay, so when people cut to the top of the wrist like this, make sure they're dropping their points. You're actually using their fingers. From this, she's going to come right to beat parry two. So she's going to rotate, but she's going to hold my blade. Nice and easy. She's just going to rotate from this position right to here. Alright, now watch. So come back down, now watch. In order to come up here and hit the body, we're going to rotate the blade up and hit here. However, I want her to hit the top of my hand now. You don't actually, yes, you can hit with a flat angle, right? But if you come up and actually just do this across the whole arm, you are actually in a pretty safe space because your blade angle is still across the arm, okay? So what I'm doing, instead of rotating my hand around a point, I'm just raising my arm and coming forward to cut across the inside of the arm. So again, I'm guard. Starts with a front cut. She comes down to 2. Now she raises her whole hand and just cuts across my arm. Alright? Now, she's going to raise the point, come outside my blade, and increase the air of my blade. Like this. Okay? Sorry, so from that, she's going to now come around, beat my blade, on the outside of my blade, and hit my arm. Okay? So she's taking an active freeze to bear along my blade. Okay? This is what the whole thing looks like it's doing. This is what it's hit, 2, repose, freeze, hit. Okay? Start. So, hit, 2, repose, freeze, hit. Good. Excellent. Ready? One more. Good. So try not to cross your hand. Make sure that your hand and your point go in opposite directions. Okay?
I also didn't use my finger.
And really be free along the blade. You don't want to get caught that line to row. See what I mean? So that type of thing in warm-up is conditioning for the stimulus of expected, 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 not expected. So, and we're using hand moves to get our stuff in here. So now I'm going to take a similar piece of handwork, but instead of preach to fair low line, I'm going to take preach to fairy 5, which is a very different action than parry 5. Okay? Because again, it's offensive and defensive. We're seizing the blade, and often this particular action is done after a false action to the hand. Okay? So regard. What this looks like, you're going to do V over under. Okay? So you're here. You don't want under to have a flat line, okay? So guys, come on over here because I do want you to see this from like the angle. Okay, so I'm over. Watch. A lot of times, the coaching error I see a lot is that people teach and then they have their students move their hands. Now look what happens. Ankle flat. So I have this nice angle, and then I flatten it. Right on your head. I do from here. Angle protects me. Go around here. So that's important. It also protects me when I choose to cut under. Now, from here, watch. I rotate my hand. Now look at where I am. I'm actually from this position now basically flipping outside my hand. I'm still on the sabre. And I beat the blade and cut draw. Okay? Now you can sort of reverse it and go over the draw. But it looks like this. Beat over under and draw. Okay? Start. Beat. Over, under. Now, stay under. Rotate your hand. Eat my blade and hit. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Okay, ready? Right now. Now eat. Over, under. Try to do that one with your hand. So what happens on guard? You were here. I want to see you do that. See how my hand doesn't raise up? My point is raising. But not my arm. Okay? Over, under. Yes! Much, much, much better. And then just extend more to the top. Again. Good! Exactly. Beautiful. Okay? You got this. More this. Nice. Long step. Push yourself. That's it, girl. Over, under. Move it, move it in. You can really play with that. You're taking advantage of all the different ways you can beat and seize the blade. As a coach, as an athlete. Stay under. Stay under. Seizing the blade in front of you. Surprising you. Carry forward. Good carry forward. No, keep going. So I talked a little bit about controlling step size, okay, now. So the first drill you want to do to introduce that concept is short step back, long step back. So I want you to take a short step back and carry forward. Don't beat, carry. So, short step back, carry, yeah. Post, now, hands still out. Long step back, carry. Repost, one. See the difference? So, there are two really specific black distances happening. One where I went long, one where I went short. You can control this as the coach, but look at what my blade does in cueing. Short step back, look where I am. Right at the base, and I'm picking up the post. Now, long step back, look at where I'm hitting. I'm hitting middle of the blade, very far away to help him with the feel, and he lunges. Soft, that's a very difficult feel. Okay? So, when you start here, you're going to start by introducing that concept. Now, I have him, he's hit to my head, moving back, turn, try not to stop. Short, see what happens? Not finish your step. And that's really crucial, guys. You don't see the errors? Make sure your shoulders are going slow enough so you can finish your step. See, I stopped and you stopped in the right place. You were right that time. Because now you're going slower. Short, long, and your feet doing the same thing. Your hand and your feet should not be tied together here. This is the moral right here. He should be able to do that, and his hand, his feet just do their thing. Keep the rhythm with your feet. Ba, finish the set.
Good cheat.